Once upon a time, there was a young woman named Anya who had a very short temper. She was quick to anger, and she often spoke and acted without thinking. This often led to conflict and regret. One day, Anya was walking down the street when she accidentally bumped into a man. The man turned around and started yelling at her, calling her all sorts of names. Anya felt her anger rising, and she was about to lash out when she remembered something her grandmother had told her. The power of not reacting is the greatest power of all. Anya took a deep breath and counted to 10. She then turned to the man and apologized. The man was surprised by Anya's reaction, and he soon calmed down. The two men had a brief conversation, and they even shook hands before parting ways. Anya was amazed at how much better she felt after not reacting. She realized that she had been giving her power away to other people by allowing them to control her emotions. She decided that she wanted to learn how to master her anger and live a more mindful and intentional life. Anya started by practicing mindfulness. She learned to pay attention to her thoughts and feelings without judgment. She also started practicing meditation, which helped her to cultivate inner peace and resilience. Anya also started to focus on living a more intentional life. She took some time to reflect on her values and goals, and she started to make choices that were aligned with them. She also started to practice self-compassion, which helped her to be more accepting of herself and others. Over time, Anya learned to master her anger and live a more mindful and intentional life. She was no longer a slave to her emotions, and she was able to respond to challenges with wisdom and compassion. One day, Anya was at work when she had a disagreement with her boss. Her boss was very demanding and critical, and he often made Anya feel bad about herself. Anya felt her anger rising, but she remembered her grandmother's words. She took a deep breath and chose to not react. Instead of arguing with her boss, Anya calmly explained her point of view. She also reminded her boss of her accomplishments and her contributions to the team. Her boss was impressed by Anya's professionalism, and he apologized for his behavior. Anya was proud of herself for not reacting to her boss. She knew that she had handled the situation in a way that was aligned with her values and goals. She also knew that she had maintained her self-respect and her dignity. Anya's story shows us that the power of not reacting is a powerful tool that can help us to live happier, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. When we don't react, we are not giving our power away to other people. We are choosing to respond to challenges with wisdom and compassion. After learning the power of not reacting, Anya decided to focus on living a more mindful and intentional life. She started by practicing mindfulness, which is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. She also started to focus on living in line with her values and goals. One way that Anya practiced mindfulness was by meditating. She would sit quietly for 10, 20 minutes each day and focus on her breath. She would also pay attention to any thoughts or feelings that came up, but she would not judge them. Simply by observing her thoughts and feelings, Anya began to understand them better and to develop a more compassionate relationship with herself. Anya also practiced mindfulness in her everyday life. She would pay attention to the sensations in her body, the sights and sounds around her, and the taste of her food. She would also try to be more present in her interactions with others. In addition to practicing mindfulness, Anya also started to focus on living in line with her values and goals. She took some time to reflect on what was important to her and what she wanted to achieve in life. Once she had a better understanding of her values and goals, she started to make choices that were aligned with them. For example, one of Anya's values was helping others. She decided to volunteer at a local soup kitchen once a week. This helped her to feel good about herself and to make a difference in the world. Another one of Anya's values was spending time with her loved ones. She made a conscious effort to schedule time for her family and friends. She also made sure to be present and engaged when she was with them. Anya also started to set goals for herself. She wanted to get promoted at work, so she started taking on more responsibility and developing her skills. She also wanted to travel more, so she started saving money and planning trips. By practicing mindfulness and living in line with her values and goals, Anya was able to create a more fulfilling and meaningful life for herself. She was less stressed and anxious, and she felt more in control of her life. She also had stronger relationships with her loved ones and a greater sense of purpose.